Hey, welcome to another episode of the Mike Russian Show. We are back. I just want to let y'all know that this is a very, very special episode because we have three beautiful black queens in the house tonight. Okay, we got Jay, we got Miss P, we got Baby Shay. Y'all know Baby Shay, and we got Brother Jay, of course, and y'all know who I am. Y'all know who I do. So, what I want y'all to understand is this is what we're doing. This time it's a little bit different. Usually, y'all, you listening to us. We gonna fall all the way back.
Not all the way. Most of the way.
I'm gonna fall back like this. My hands is like this, and I want these queens to speak to y'all. And they're gonna say what it is they need to say. Okay, so I hope y'all respect that. I hope that y'all understand that the truth is gonna be spoken. As always, y'all may not agree, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be spoken. So let's do what we do. Brother Jay, what's the topic this weekend, dog?
Also, before we get started, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right there.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Once you watch the show, go ahead and hit a like. Hey. And we be all good. And turn your alerts on, please. You know what I'm saying? Because we regularly come out with content. So we want to make sure that people know when it's out there. So I wanted to prefix us starting into the conversation with that real quick. But also, what we're going to be... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Is all the ladies drinking this evening? Are we all sipping a little something?
We are.
Can I see the glass?
You got my anniversary glass.
Brother Jay, you know what I'm saying? What
I mean, come on, man.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Church.
Come on, man.
Okay, now I apologize, sir. Go ahead and break it down.
So what we're going to be talking about tonight, to start, is going to be basically entitlement in dating, right? So we're going to be talking about entitlement generally speaking, but we're going to be talking about entitlement in dating, right? To what extent does entitlement show up first for women when you are engaging with prospective suitors and things like that? How does entitlement show up in dating? And then from that, you can kind of go where you want to go, if I'm being honest with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You tell me what is going well, where there might be opportunities, so on and so forth. And let me also say this, to the extent that you are experiencing entitlement by people that you know, like outside of your interactions with people, and you're just saying, hey, this looks weird or this looks cool, you're good to go ahead and speak on that. But we wanted to talk about entitlement as a broad level spectrum, and then we'll kind of drill down starting from there. So talk to me about how you've seen it. What does it look like when you've seen it? How have you experienced it?
Ladies.
Who going first?
Well, I think we need to dive into what you mean by entitlements.
Okay. So I'm glad. Look, I'm glad you asked, right? So entitlement.
That's me. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
So entitlement refers to effectively, especially in dating, shows up when someone believes that they deserve attention, affection, sex, commitment, or special treatment without mutual investment or genuine compatibility, right? And so do you think that's true or do you think that's false? And if true, why? If false, why?
Well, I think it shows up when a lot of times you hear women saying, well, if you want to take me on a date, we need to go on the most expensive date possible. You got to take me here. We want to go to Ruth's Chris. You got to spend X amount of dollars. And you don't even know if you like this person for real. You know, I've seen times where women go on dates just to eat. These are, they got these men paying for meals. And you don't even like this dude. And then you get an attitude at the end of the night. This man done spent $500 and you looking at him like, where we going? And he like, shit. That was the fucking side of the menu, ma'am. We're doing this.
Yo.
Now you all upset. You felt entitled to this man's money, but our money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? And then, he's expecting something out of you. You have all these expectations and things that you feel he should or shouldn't do, but you get upset with him when he he got some entitlements too. He like, I'm entitled to some of them cheeks. Ma'am. If that's what we're doing.
Hold on. Can I jump in for 1 second? So first of all, Can we stage into this shit? Come on. She jumped in like immediate 2 feet. Like, hold on, man. No, you good. You
I
good.
mean, but
You good. You good.
I mean, do y'all agree though? I mean, it's sometimes you look at when you're looking at it, it's entitlement on both sides. You think you're entitled to all of the money that's in his wallet, and he thinks that he's entitled to what's under your dress. And so, you have to have a meeting of the minds. You have to talk about things. What happened to going on dates just to get to know a person? Nobody talks anymore. They want to go straight to the money, straight to the bed. Nobody has, you can't even really just have a conversation the whole time you're at dinner. You're just quietly eating and guessing and hoping that things go your way. And it doesn't happen like that.
Okay.
I hope I get that.
What do you guys think? You know what? I'll start with Jay Marie. Talk to me about how you've experienced dating, how you've experienced entitlement in dating, and you can also speak to the extent to which you might have seen it on the male's side of the spectrum as well.
Well, see, I don't really, for myself personally, I don't consider it as being even when I expect for a man to take me out on a nice dinner or something like that, I don't expect for it to be considered entitlements, because I still believe in chivalry. I still believe in courting, right?
Okay.
So I guess it depends on the thought process for the woman going into the situation. You can expect nice things without thinking, oh, it's because I want him to spend money on me. Really, it's the effort sometimes, so the problem is when you have women that are going after those things solely for the money, right? So it doesn't mean that just because a man is doing nice things for you, that it's because you feel entitled. Sometimes it's just because you feel like you're worth it, like you deserve it. I know what I bring to a relationship. I know the type of woman I am. I don't date just anyone. You got to come with your A game. And sometimes the A game may be a nice dinner, but I'm not dating you just for the dinner. You know what I mean? So, so I think that's what a disconnect comes in sometimes, because men would think like, well, she want me to take her out. That's because she thinks she entitled just because she who she is. I got to take her to a nice place. No, it's not that. It's just when you put yourself in a category, like I'm this type of woman. I know what I offer. I know what my caliber of man should be because I'm that type of woman that deserves that. That's not entitlement. It's a standard.
Right.
Okay. I like that. Let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you one more question to dig a little bit deeper into that. Right. So
let's get it.
To the extent, because I'm talking to a lawyer right now, so I'm aware of the.
Wait.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to piggyback right off of what Jay Marie said. She's absolutely correct, but dating, especially a first date, it's almost like an interview,
Okay.
And sometimes people don't come dressed for the interview. You want this guy that has this standard, you have to come correct.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Hold on.
That's true.
I got a question for Miss P as well. But I'm gonna start with Jay Marie, right? So to the extent that a guy wants to date, right, shows up wearing the version of the person that you expect, like standard, the standard that you set, right? How does how do you show up in that early stage to solidify your value? Right, because you're saying there's a standard. You're because there's no problem with saying there's a standard for us. I respect that, right? But what is the expectation? And I'm saying first date. Since we went to the first date, let's go to the first date, right? First date. What is that standard for the woman, and how does she make it clear that she is engaged in that interaction? Like, what is she expected to do?
So I think what Ms. P said is correct. It's an interview, right? Okay. So, like, for instance, when my significant other and I had our first date, it was at Starbucks. So it wasn't like we went on this date that was like Ruth Chris and I'm just ordering all the things off the menu. Okay. It was a very casual, and I knew that going in, and I understood. He didn't mention it. Like, we didn't talk about why he chose Starbucks until after we actually entered into a relationship, but I knew exactly what it was, because I do know that there's women out there that will go out just for the sole purpose of getting a meal and et cetera, right? So, when we had that casual meeting at the Starbucks, the conversation spoke for itself. It was very clear as to what I was looking for. It was very clear that I was looking for a relationship and what I would be able to offer in that relationship, which led to the second date and all of the other things that moved past it. So I think the conversation itself, and as long as you're adults and you're very intentional with the questions that you're asking or the vibe that you're getting, it kind of weeds out the mess. Okay, because I've been on some very lavish dates, and I'm like, man, what time is it? What time? Bring the bill now. You know what I mean? So yeah, but when please, matter of fact, I'll take Uber home. Like, we never need to speak again. So it's not about the amount of money that the person is spending, but I know that I don't want to waste another second on you. You know?
I love that. I love that you said that. And here's the reason why, right? We were having a conversation last week, and we were talking about how is it that a person would recommend themselves for a relationship, and that was both men and women. And there was a hard time kind of coming to the words that would articulate what a woman would do when she's looking to recommend herself at that early stage of dating and so on and so forth. I think you just called it out, right? It's going to be obvious in the questions that are asked. It's going to be obvious in the presentation when you show up. It's going to be obvious in the engagement during the interaction. And that was kind of where I was going. Mike is like, oh, okay, he back on that shit. That was what I was referring to. That was what I was referring to, because it is
things running through my mind right now. Number one was that was me. I said all of that. You know what I'm saying? Number one. Number two, I'm like, oh God, please, Jay, don't do it.
He said, don't do this again. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Thank you for that. Thank you for actually having an answer. I mess with that. Miss P, you mentioned Miss P, you mentioned that sometimes people don't come dressed for the interview. Talk to me about that.
Oh God, dress for the interview. People don't dress no more. You have some people that, even if you did have on nice clothes, their attitude can be just as nasty. They feel like they're owed something. And
absolutely
not owed anything, don't want to work for anything, just gimme. Or just dressing inappropriate, or just straight Cardi B looking everywhere type thing.
I gotta cut you off. So when you can see what you're doing is you're abbreviating. That's an abbreviation. You not allow that on the Mike Rushing Show. Abbreviations are not allowed. In which case, you have to elaborate. You have to spell it out for the people. So I am so interested in hearing your elaboration of that short little soliloquy that you gave us regarding these young women out here. Let's get it.
Okay, so.
Church. Oh, by the way, parental discretion is advised. Let's get it.
Well, before you can talk about entitlement and dating, you have to talk about the individual separately. So let's not talk about the men, because I'm not a man. But let's talk about the entitled woman.
Okay.
So, entitled woman is the one that do not want to work, do not know how to cook, clean house, don't have anything to even bring to a relationship that's valuable other than pussy, and pussy is plentiful. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's a fact.
It's everywhere.
That escalated fast.
I mean,
that's pretty direct.
I mean, it is.
Okay, Miss P, I understand.
I mean,
right.
I see the glass went up. Chuck. That's where we at. That's where we at. See, now we warming up. I think it's the bathing.
Okay, Marie.
So yeah, I could relate. I could understand that as a man, as a
Yeah.
heterosexual male. These are things that I seem, to, in my passing, in my travels, I do witness. I can say that as a heterosexual single male, black male. Yeah, it's a lot of that I'm seeing. What else are you seeing out there?
Oh, nobody else got nothing to say.
No, you
Well,
good.
To be honest, I'm just disappointed when we talk about, because I don't want to be on the bandwagon. Women are horrible creatures, of course, but I am just disappointed with the value that women see in themselves.
I love
That
that.
they honestly believe that this way of life is normal. I don't know when it became normal, but
What do you mean real life? What do you mean?
well, way of life, no room or no want or desire to be great individuals, to be productive people. Just all I want to do is be on Instagram, pop pussy, and show how many dudes I can date. And I don't understand why that became cool. I don't understand why ignorance has become so cool and popular. And it seems like I blame reality shows. I blame all of the artists that are out nowadays. It just seems like it's so cool to be below average. And
It
now
seems
that,
like
we put those type of people on a pedestal, and now you see these young girls that are aiming to do nothing because they feel like that's the it thing to do. So
like
I think a
somewhere
lot
along.
of what Miss P is talking about comes from that. I'm sorry, Portia. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, piggyback right off of you, is that it seems like somewhere along the line, mothers stop teaching their daughters self-value, self-worth. You have to be an independent self-value, have some worth for yourself before you can be worthy for a man.
Yeah,
That,
sure.
you have to love
Absolutely.
yourself first.
And
What you say, baby?
you got a lot of women out here that are so consumed with being labeled or being seen or known as bad bitches. Nobody is being a lady. Nobody's being a woman. You got these women out here with all of these, you got your young fashionistas out here. They're around here popping. They got all of the glam and the glitz, but you go to their house and their house is nasty. You know what I'm saying? As a woman or as just as an individual.
Say, bro. Say, bro. Damn.
Yo,
No, I'm saying because
Yo.
I have known women like this. They look real good on the outside, but you go over their house and you excuse me, it's a little mess, ma'am. It looked like a storm just went through your house. Like when you gonna have time? You got time to be outside, but you ain't got time to keep your house. Your kids running around nappy headed, ain't ate a good meal in days. But you out here in a man's face. Like ain't no real man, no real working a man that's worth his salt. Don't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? If I got to come to your house and slide shit out the way just to chill with you, no ma'am, I'm not coming over there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's like she said, you have a bunch of young mothers that have raised these daughters and they outside with the kids. So ain't nobody in the house, So it's that's the kind of woman that we looking at right now. What is it, right? Too much already.
It's
Baby,
sad
no,
to
Like a
say
new,
because. Oh, go ahead. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
no, I
Oh,
was
what
just
I was
saying
gonna
it's like
say.
a new version. Oh, I was
Oh,
just
go
saying
ahead.
it's like a new version of Generation Curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
explain.
used to be that we can, as young women, we were all everybody make mistakes. Everybody, you just do things when you're younger, and that's just what it is. That's a part of growing up. But there was an older generation, your mom and your aunts and your grandmother, that would be looking at you like, you shouldn't be doing that. And so even though you were making those mistakes, you had somebody in the back that was telling you the right way of doing things, and you kind of like just grew out of those mistakes and you phased into a young woman and an adult woman. But I don't feel like nobody is in the background anymore. I think that the same mistakes that the daughters are making, they're making them alongside. Just like you said, Baby Shay, they're making it alongside their mother. Like they're both at the club together. Like you know what I mean? So we expect for young women or young ladies to do certain things in their immature stages. That's normal way of
Absolutely.
life. Okay? But
Naturally,
the problem is the role models. They're just telling you how to do it better. I mean, nobody is saying like, okay. In addition to that, maybe you need to go and study this, or in addition to that, try to get on that job and work hard. Nobody is saying that. It's all like, girl, you should mess with him and him too. Like, and
And he got
I
money,
think that,
and that's not
yeah,
everything.
yeah. So yeah, it's a bad cycle for sure.
Wow. So so you're saying that right now, currently, the mothers are out there with the grandmothers, and the
Oh,
grandbabies,
absolutely.
and the babies and grandchildren are at home with no guidance.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Even when you
Wow.
talk about the type of men that women are dating, right? Because all of this, like we're talking about the women, but all of it is full circle, right? It goes to your dating choices and all of this, right? When you look at that, I mean, I remember my mom used to be like, "Girl, he ain't about nothing. Like you gotta stay focused. You need to be looking for this type of man and not that type of man. Whatever." She used to give me advice on things like that. But now the mother boyfriend is on the same corner that your boyfriend is on. Like they all hang out together. They all a part of the same clique. So how do you expect to have guidance and get like these mature lessons from people that are still doing the same exact thing that you're doing? Like it doesn't work that way.
So where do you think the disconnect occurred? Where do you think we lost track of things? Because you're right. I mean, the grandmothers was out there wearing the bonnets that the mothers is wearing now in the streets. You understand what I'm saying?
The disconnect is that we, as parents, stopped raising our kids and became our kids' friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Damn.
All this gentle parenting. And I want to be the cool mom, and I don't want to give my kids the same upbringing or that same structure that I was given, as if you were missing out, not realizing you were just being prepared, right? So I think that has a lot to do with it. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think those ass whippings and those punishments and all of that stuff, it helped us, it didn't hurt us, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So they said it wasn't abuse. I want to be realistic because some kids was out here actually getting abused. Like actually, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
They never.
That's totally true. What'd you say? Miss P?
As growing up, my mother has always been on a pedestal. My mom was on one level, I was on the other. And thank God I still have my mother around. And as an adult, with my own children, my mother's a grandmother now. She's still on a higher pedestal than me. And so therefore, even today, we would never have the same conversation that I would have with my girlfriend or with my sister, because she is not my friend. She's still my mother.
Okay.
Yeah, and she makes that very clear. Like, I'm not your friend. Yeah, very loving, but I can't even name one time that I've actually stepped into a bar with my mama being there. I don't care if it's a birthday party. She knows I'm going to be there. She's not there. She doesn't come because she says I don't party with my kids, and that's the truth. So it's okay not to be friends with your kids, but then also it's okay to let the party end. So you have like these grandmothers that are in the bar and the lounges because they don't want the party to end. They still want to live within that youth. They don't want to, Netflix and chill is okay to do. Even if it's okay to do that. You don't have to be in the lounge. After a while, you get tired of that, but it seems like a lot of people are still chasing that high. So it's like, oh yeah, my daughter got a party to go to. We all going together because they're still chasing that high of what it used to be.
Okay, I could agree with that. Why would you say that high is so necessary to chase?
Well,
juncture, just in life in general, because I mean, honestly, if we look at the way that the world is going, you understand, it's going at a rapid, like we're in warp speed right now. You know what I mean? We're past the light speed. We broke the sound barrier, I don't know, decades ago. Now we're in warp speed, right? And I'm talking about these kids is learning things like that. And the young ladies and the young men out here are learning things like that. And it's like, we don't even have the opportunity to sit our children down and teach them anything anymore because they're learning it on their own. They're learning it on their own. that we can sit them down. I mean, think about it. When you say, "Oh, let me sit you down," back when we was kids, we actually came to our parents unless we was. And I mean, we did our thing, but that was just, freaking and being little kids. But at the end of the day, we never took it away until we talked to our parents about that. And they gave us a little bit more information than we had. Now, some of us weren't as fortunate where we didn't have our parents to be there to intervene and give us that information. But for those of us that did, we listened to that shit, and it kind of either prepared us or it didn't for what the next step was. And see, right now, we're not getting that opportunity because Twitter done it. We got people, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it right now, you could be a porn star by yourself without being a part of anybody's company or anything. You know what I mean? Look at me. You can be a television personality on your own. You can do anything yourself. You can put anything in this world is tangible at this point. So how do we grasp a hold of that to, kind of get that, that nuance that used to be what or is it just over? What do you think?
No, I don't think it's over. I think in parenting, you still have to remain controlled. Your kids don't get access to everything. Some things they do, but not access to everything without your control. If they have a lot of screen time, you monitor what they watch. They have apps for that kind of stuff. You limit on the amount of screen time they have. You limit the environment. You make sure that the environment are healthy, growing environments. If they have friends, you monitor the friends that they have. My mother, then and now, still will have a say so in the people that I keep around. That person's not good for you, or that's a good friend. And then the greatest gift you can give your child is time. So spend as much time as you can with your child. And it don't have to be hardcore lessons, but just the way you behave is a model to teach them on the way they behave, whether it's going out to dinner or going to the mall or whatever you're doing with your child. Note that you are a model of what they should be like.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's fair.
And
That's
I
fair.
think there should also be a level of fear. I'm afraid of doing certain things because I am afraid of embarrassing my mom. I don't care how old I get. She will pull me by my coattail quickly. And anybody else in her circle, friends, distant cousins, everybody. So it's expected that you act a certain way. That fear is so great that even when she's not around, I'm afraid of embarrassing myself, because if she found out about it, it's hell to pay, And so if your kids don't have some sort of fear of you finding out, then because you hear moms like, oh, because she be on that Instagram, and no, that was unacceptable. I mean, Instagram wasn't out when I was at that age, but even if it were, like, if she found out that
MySpace
if she found out I left a voicemail on somebody's phone and I didn't speak to the parents first, it was on the pay. You know what I mean? And so I think that you have to look at the parent like Ms. P said, like it's a different level. And if you think y'all friends and y'all on the same level, there's nobody that you need to look up to. There's nobody to be afraid of. You just out here.
Right.
So can I ask, do you guys think that there are contributing factors that make it harder for us today to be present for our kids, maybe? Or what do you think is leading to, like I remember when I was coming up, my mama was mostly around. I'm gonna be honest with you. My mama was mostly around. Now, once I got into high school, my mom was around a little bit less. But by the time I made it back to the crib, maybe 15, 20 minutes after, my mom was in the crib. And so I would argue that some of the opportunity is in, and I think Ms. P mentioned this earlier, as well as J. Marie, that and Baby Shay, that the parents are, the grandmothers are in the clubs with the mothers, right? So everybody's out and about. So nobody's really spending the time to actually prioritize instilling values. And I think, honestly, I think it boils down to the current, our current state doesn't have the same values that we used to have. Character. Like there is less emphasis on spending the time to help to instill character in our kids. And there are always exceptions, of course, right? There are always exceptions. There's mothers that are present. There are fathers that are present, instilling character, right? But by and large, there are opportunities around spending that time with intent to instill character. And I think that might be the thing that is actually allowing these kids to basically draw their own person with no borders, with no parameters. You get to become, and everything's okay. And you want to do OnlyFans at 17? Well, as soon as I hit 18, I'm about to do OnlyFans, and it's like, girl, embrace your womanhood and all this. When it should be, actually, before that, there should have been a lot of structure that was put in place to whereas by 18, your OnlyFans is not on the radar of something that you would do as a potential option because your name means something to you. So I think there's a lot of things. I think there's a lot of things that our parents, and I'll be one to say, my mother, in my opinion, did a great job with her kids. Right. That said, she made mistakes. Right. And I did the best that I knew how to do, but that said, I did make mistakes as well. I think that we do need to. That there needs to be some level of prioritizing, structuring, or building parameters around our kids so that basically I am part of the process of you designing who you become until you gain the knowledge to be able to design it for yourself. Mm-hmm. And once you do that, I'll step back and allow you my mom used to call it holding a me and Miss P had this conversation years ago. My mom used to call it having a spring in your hand. Right? If you collapse the spring, right? You collapse the spring down in your hand. If you pop it open, that spring is going to pop out your hand. Well, my mom used to describe it as opening your hand slowly. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we do that anymore. So that the spring is free, but it stays within this parameter. And that's all about how we actually approach engaging with our kids. Go ahead, bro.
I'm just going to say, like, it's, first off, contradiction bourbon is magnificent. So
do you, sir? Do you, sir?
Yeah, contradiction bourbon is magnificent. I mean, I just want y'all to know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it because they're gonna pay me to say it. That being said, that is what it is. But always thinking upward. But that makes sense in a time before the internet. You understand what I'm saying? That makes sense before even DVDs, goddammit. Like, think about it. DVDs made it so easy to not have to sneak no more. When we were
chill out, bro. Chill out, bro.
All the faces. Come on, talk to me. You didn't have to sneak no more. You understand what I'm saying? The access that continues to present itself and make itself available is making it pretty fucking damn difficult for you to even keep hold. Not to say that you lose track of your children. I have a 14-year-old son. I know exactly what he's doing, exactly where he at, and exactly what the hell he on. And I wish he would. So I get it. You understand? So that's to your point. You know what I'm saying? J. Marie, where it's like, put that fear in them. My mother called it the fear of God, putting the fear of God in your kids. You understand? Lighting that fire under their ass, as they say. So, but these days, I'm not saying that we don't, as collectively, we don't have a grasp on what's going on with our children and, the younger people in our lives. But at the same time, all I'm simply saying is that, access is so abundant that, they're literally, like my son he was 10 and he was doing all these tricks with a yo-yo. And I'm like, damn, I remember back in the day, you see that shit on Bozo or some shit. And you like, oh man, that's cold as hell. I want to be able to do that. I want to do that, right? And you like, how could I ever learn how to do it? How? You understand what I'm saying? My son, I come to the crib, my son, yow, 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 walking the dog, all kinds of shit.
YouTube.
YouTube University, baby. I asked
YouTube
him,
University.
how did you learn how to do that? He said, YouTube, Dad. Like, I was stupid. I said, damn. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Duh.
Right, exactly. YouTube, Dad. Like, I'm like, okay, so at this point, we're in 2026. I mean, one of like the most progressive times in our day. You understand what I'm saying? Where access is literally at your fingertips, so you can wink your fucking eye at it or whatever and have access to shit. Right? So when you talk about that, go ahead, Queen, talk to me.
I don't think that's an excuse. I don't think that's an excuse as to why these kids are acting the way that they act. Because a parent that's involved.
I was waiting to hear because I'm like, we talking. We took it back to the babies. Like, where we at then.
No, a parent that's involved, you can see it. You can see when a parent is involved and on their kid's ass. Because we have access to a whole bunch of stuff too. It may not have been in a technical sense, but it was way more than our parents had access to. You know what I mean? Right. And so I just think that if a parent is on a kid's ass and not letting the technical world raise their children, you can see it. You can see it. When you have a kid that comes home and your parent is on you, where's the homework? I want to see it. You don't even have kids. You don't check homeworks no more. They don't even know that the kids get what grade they got. They mad that the teacher then brought them up to school. They mad that they got to pick up the report card. They mad that they want to talk about the kids' grades. They don't understand why they need to send them to after school. They want them to be home. Like when you have a parent that is involved and constantly on that kid's ass, I don't care what technology is available because they are so consumed with all of the other things that they're responsible for that this is just a small portion of their life. You know what I mean? Like I can get on the internet just a little bit, but I really got to get home and do those chores. I really got to get home and do that homework. I really got to go on Saturday. My mama expected me to go to dance practice. I got to do this. My mama is involved. It's too much oversight to get lost in all of the things that are available. But the problem is we use that and we're like, oh, they quiet, so they don't need us. They quiet.
No, that's what
I'm saying. We don't want to be bothered. You don't want to be bothered. They quiet, good. Now I can surf the internet. I can do what I want to do because they're quiet.
We tagging each other in pictures.
Right. And you can't just put it all on the internet because a lot of things is it comes down to what you do around your children. What do you allow your kids to see? And so if you behave in a certain way, it's no longer do as I say and not as I do. It only goes so far. You have to be an example. You have to show your children what it's like to, make sure you have good education, make sure you're doing all your work, you're getting your lesson, you're doing everything. You have to show your children how to take care of themselves so when they're older, they're able to do that. But you got some parents that are sitting around the house, every time your kid come in the house, you got the blunt lit and you kicking it. Every time your kids see you, you in kicking it mode. You got a drink in your hand. You always got one fired up. And you got women, especially women that are raising boys, that are raising young men. You can't be tracing your friends in and out your house because what is that teaching your son? It's teaching your son that kind of behavior is okay. And it is teaching your son to disrespect you because mama got it popping like this. She ain't about shit. She just like these hoes on the internet or on the TV because every time I turn around, she got another dude in the house. And they in there doing their thing. And don't think for 1 second that your kid ain't heard you get bust down not on time. All of this shit that's going on.
No.
No, but that's what it is. But that's what it is.
First, baby. Go ahead, Black Queen.
But that's what's happening with some of some of these houses, and then you wonder why your son talked to you the way that he talked to you. Well, you're allowing these men to talk to you the same way in front of your son. And so how is that setting an example of what a young lady should be or what type of woman that your son should be checking for if you're not showing it?
Well, damn.
Well, you said a lot.
Young people do. Definitely young people
She
do.
was right.
And especially if you have daughters, and you know it's even worse if you have daughters in your house that are seeing this. You got all these men in and out your house. You don't know what's going on with your daughter. You ain't seen your daughter in about 2-3 days.
Yeah.
And she in the house, but she doing her own thing, and she's watching you. Your kids are sponges. They are always watching. They're always. I got 2 of the nosiest. Boy. I have managed to raise 2 of the number 1 cock blockers in the land.
Wow.
And you know, there's certain things that I don't do around my kids. I don't care how big they are. I have a son that's 23 and one that's 17, and they are always watching, listening, looming, stalking, all of it.
You do not look like you have a 23-year-old son, young lady. I just want to let you know that. Okay? I want to let you know right there. That is a beautiful thing. God bless. But see, this is what I wanted to provoke. So thank you, Ms. J. Marie, for helping me with that. I wanted to just kind of have that dialogue about that, you know, gold inside, or what they call the land of perfect, and see what you had to say about it. Of course, you are absolutely correct. It is no excuse. But at the end of the day, the gripe and the argument is entitlement. The issue is entitlement. What are we talking about regarding entitlement? And all of these things that you guys are discussing are the beginning pieces, the beginning steps, like Lego blocks, to that belief that you could be the way that you end up. See, you're talking about how you start, right? Now we're going to talk about how you end up. Okay? So what I want to do is, Miss J. Marie, because I love your perspective. It's very awesome. Plus, Baby Shay, you going in. And Miss P, you better talk your shit. I'm like, girl. All of the time.
Miss P had me fired up. She's being shouted at.
As long as it's trying to get you on my show, ma'am, you better tell these people how you feel. Do you understand me? So all I'm saying at this point is that, okay, in the beginning, we understand that, yes, if these parents are not more involved, because all of us on this panel right now are taking care of our business when it comes to our kids and our family. I know that personally. And we wish our kids would. Y'all heard that? We wish y'all would. Period.
Right.
All right? That be, you understand? Sideways, baby Shay.
But with that being said,
but
these type of parents that's not being involved are raising YNs, and I don't know what you call the females besides some little thought.
They YNs too.
Right.
YNs.
They in their first.
YBs. That's what we call them. YBs. You know what that is?
Yeah.
You like this?
Shit, that's that bullshit. Yes. Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it too.
The push shit.
Talk your shit.
Oh God, this idea of acting like that. Like, why do you want to act like that? I do not know. And honestly, I don't know too many men that thinks that way of being is attractive. But what I will say is, going back to the entitlement, a lot of these women that you see that's like, a man gotta do this, and they always single. Like,
Yeah.
Yo.
If you think that, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you think that a nice meal, even if it's $500 for the evening, and then you never get a call back again, if you think you won in that situation, you are the problem. Because that's you know what I mean? Like, if you really have value and substance, a few $100s ain't shit, but you don't know that if you're chasing after it, right? Like, you don't realize that is like nothing. I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So, I can go on about that. But
No, you good.
But that's the whole point. I mean, it's unfortunate that that's the perspective today. You know what I mean? That's the thought process today. Like, yeah, it's okay to go out here and treat. Like back in the day, you remember we used to call it treating. Oh shit, you got your ass treated. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like one thing is, I think that men are starting to kind of wise up a little bit more, which I'm kind of grateful to my young brothers. Some of them are still very thirsty and real hot between the legs, where they can't understand that it's better to court a young woman and get some value out of a black woman or a woman of any culture than it is to sit up there and like just try to go after the ass, because that shit's inevitable if you play your cards right, lame ass nigga.
Right.
So,
well, Mr. Russian, we can't talk about the entitlement of the woman without first addressing how they got there. Okay, this isn't something that they came in there, that they popped up in their mind just because. There's a group of men, right? There's a group of men that have created, there's a group of men that have created this perception, right? Because there's plenty of men that are like, man, I value bitch and I spend money on my hoes. And so women that don't have anything, that don't know any better, are pacing after that, like, oh, he said he was gonna buy me a bag, right? So the monster is created. We can't talk about one without figuring out how they got there.
Actually, I just didn't want to.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead, Mr. Russian. I'm gonna
let you enjoy your wood for reserve it. Because, I mean, see, I go in on these lames all the time. You dig what I'm saying? It's like Jay'll tell you. It ain't just the females. I mean, the YNs get it the worst. Because they represent me, they represent us. You dig what I'm saying? And I know we cut from a certain cloth, so they got to either figure it out and go find that seamstress that we had to cut that cloth for. So they go out to, you know what I mean, time it out. That's just what that is for us. So we always get the game to them. So yeah, unfortunately, what has happened is a lot of thirsties. When I mean thirsty, let me break down Chi-Town linguistics to y'all. Thirsties meaning dudes who are extra fiending for the ass. You know what I'm saying? Fiending for the sexual experience, for the dome, for the head. They ready. So what they gonna do is they gonna say, hey, baby, I'm gonna promise you the moon and the stars. And then they gonna use that as the opportunity to get what they want, and then be done with it. But you just set this female on a path to believing that's how she get what the fuck she want. So then she sustains that culture, and it becomes what she believes to be this is how I get what I want. I gotta show my ass, I gotta be nasty, I gotta be sexy, I gotta be this, I gotta be that, thottish, or whatever you want to call it. And that's that. So yeah, of course I blame us, because it's like, shit, we could have told you your ass the truth.
And see, that's one way. But
it's not because they just want. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Miss P.
No, I'm just saying that's one way. It's easy to get a guy that way, but that's not the respect of a man that's going to marry you. You can always be a side chick.
You see what I'm saying? And so, and Jay Marie said this as well, right? That's what she was kind of alluding to. The reality is, can you get a person that way? Yes. Is it the person that you choose, that you want in the long term? No. I mean, you know, and that's part of the problem. Part of the problem, right, is you could almost argue that on both sides of the spectrum, maybe marketing is being done in the direction of an end result that you don't want. So that guy, listen. So that guy who's leading with his wallet, I'll take you to here, I'll take you to France, I'll take you to, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That dude in his actual Houston land of Vegas right now, right, exactly. That dude, if you get that dude, it's not the dude that you actually want. That dude you're actually bored with, and that dude is busy working, and that dude you're probably gonna cheat on. In the same way for us, hold on. I'm
you know me, I was about to go.
Fair. And I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying, hold on. I'm saying what you earn has nothing to do with whether you a lame nigga. So let me say that. Person, you have spent time with a young man with a man who's made good money, who, when you're around him, you don't feel edified at all. You spend time with the dude, he ain't engaged with you. He may be willing to pour cash into you, but when you interact with him, you're not interested. right? And you know this, right? I'm gonna assign some stuff to us too.
That's not always true, though, Joe.
No, of course it's not all.
To what degree that they
of course
you until you open your damn mouth. See, a man, and
that's the point.
A man can fuck the pussy up so fast just by running his damn mouth. Like it's what come out your mouth, nigga. It's that's what I'm saying. Whoa, look at that. You understand what I'm saying? See, it's really what you. That's what I'm saying. I'll be on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Jay Marie, I be on their ass. I be telling these youngins, like, you can't expect to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wanna teach an old dog new tricks, you know what I'm saying? No, like, we got a standard that we are going to stick by. And we're going to continue to follow. And we're going to teach our children. That's why I said the select few get the blessing of that good information, that good parenting. But as Jay likes to do with percentages, that is such a small percentage in comparison. That's a small
You
percentage.
still have people out here getting tricked by a pretty face. You got a lot of these women that are quote unquote pretty. They've been told that they were beautiful and they're pretty all their lives. And the only thing they can bring to the table is pretty. You can't even have a decent conversation with this bitch, but you should be able to your whole wallet and do everything for her just because she thinks or just because she's pretty. And there's that, and you see that, often where, she has a pretty face, a nice body and everything, but she has no sustenance. She has no education. She has like I said, you look real nice outside, but her house is filthy. And so you have to beware of those type of women. They out there like, I'm pretty, so you should just do everything that I tell you to do. You should ask, not everything that I ask you to do, everything that I tell you to do, because I'm pretty. And it's just, that's how they do.
You should when they drive.
I'm triggered. No, I'm triggered. No, I'm just playing.
I feel so triggered right now. Like, I want to be like, bitch, no, you're not. Like, you're really not that cute. Like,
I'm really not triggered.
But you'll never see this bitch without a full face of makeup. She got that 27-inch bust down. She got all the pants tucked away and all of the nip tucks and all of the.
Let's not forget the eyelashes. Let's not forget the eyelashes.
Yeah, looking like Snuffer up against, just blinking in your picture camera phone. They look like Baby Bop. Every time she opens her eyes,
that's insane, bro. That's insane.
Not Baby Bop.
That's a real thing. That's a real
Not
thing.
Baby Bop.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I done seen some lashes so thick on these bitches, the hoe can't even open her eyes. She just. Bitch, you look dead. Like, what is happening right here? My bad, y'all.
She can't open her eyes. Was insane. That was
the views expressed.
I know y'all done seen that video on Facebook. The girl, she got the tops and the bottoms, and the bitch look like she is in a perpetual state of. She needs some antihistamines because her shit is red. She is just out of there.
She having a reaction.
Right. None of that shit going well. She gonna rub them out.
This Woodford was pretty good.
I would encourage all of us, right? Men and women, right? Try to be a little bit more intentional about the content of a person. Make an attempt. Try to be more intentional about the content of a person. It turns out when you actually take the time and ask questions and get to interact with people, right, you can find out quite a bit if you're intentional about it.
What's that? Crazy. I said the liquor kicking in. I'm finna go crazy.
You said a one-word reserve is amazing over here.
Yeah, that was brilliant. It was so brilliant. I love it, baby. Say, God damn it. Listen here. Like, you not gonna get the pussy being a lame. You got grown ass black women on here telling you that. Like, bros, like, straighten up, tighten up. I've been telling y'all that for episodes. I've been saying to y'all, tighten up. Like, seriously, get about something.
Be as a lane, you might get a little bit of it, if the bitch desperate enough, but it ain't gonna be the good quality kind.
And we want
Well,
the good
see,
quality.
The good quality cat is funny as fuck.
That's the best type.
I think we need the good quality. I think we need to examine. I think we need to examine what a relationship is supposed to look like.
Okay.
Because a lot
Talk
of
about it.
times we are so confused. When I look at some young people, I'm like, you think a relationship is that you so in love that y'all got to break up and then y'all fight and then y'all have good sex. You think that's a great relationship. Nobody is talking about growing. Nobody is talking about what you're offering one another to be like this wonderful power couple. Nobody is thinking about that. You're thinking about everything that reality TV is telling you. I'm the baddest bitch, and so I know that he messed with her, but I got to show that I'm a win because that's how much I love him. That's what you think a relationship is. And so until you get to the foundations of what a relationship is and how each person is valued to one another and how great you can be as a couple, you're never going to talk. You're never going to be able to get a woman to understand that what she offers with her body is not good enough. A man to understand that what he offers with his pocketbook is not enough, because that has nothing to do with the relationship. That's just superficial shit, right?
Can I say something? Can I say something? Because you were spitting just now. No, you spit. No, she spit. She was spitting. She was spitting.
D'Angelo Raphael Sadiq said,
But let it finish.
I just got more than some good bitches some
So
money.
we have to, like, the long term of things, right? What is it that you like? I want to know. Where do you see us in 5 years? Where are we going in 10 years? Because I know what I got for myself. And I'm not just talking about financially. I'm just talking about I know who I am. So what is it that you can offer me to make me greater? Because that's why I need you. I need you to make me greater. And I want to be able to make you greater. So how are we going to be able to do that together? That has nothing to do with the steak dinner that you bought me. That has nothing to do with what clothes I'm wearing, how much money you got, what car you got. It ain't got shit to do with that. I don't care if you got a broke down Chevy. It don't matter. How can we come together? So until we understand that the relationship and the foundations of the relationship is what's going to make us better individually, we're never going to be able to get past popping pussy and paying for coochie. Like, we're never going to get past that because we don't understand how important it is to be able to come together with something to offer one another.
Man, who paying for coochie now, baby? Hold on now. Wait a minute. Wait.
No, they paying for it. No, they paying for it.
That's because, see, you say entitled because you think that they're paying for the coochie, but not necessarily. Sometimes they're paying to get that ego stroke. It ain't got nothing to do with them wanting her because they want to see how good it is. They want to have the baddest bitch on the block, and so they're gonna pay for it. And they feed her ego, and she feeds his ego. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the reality is, they ain't got nothing to do with building with one another.
You know what's funny?
That's that cow booty mentality. You know what I'm talking about?
you know what's funny about what's funny about what you just said, because I'd actually planned to segue into entitlement in relationships, but you did that, so thank you. Like, you did the segue.
Another episode of the Mike Rushing Show. This is what happens. Y'all know what it is. Go ahead.
100%. So all right, cool. And again, we don't got to spend a whole lot of time, but you said a lot. Effectively, what you're saying is there has to be a thought towards the future. What does the future state of us looks like? There has to be some intent around how both the man and the woman is planning. I agree and love all of that. I agree with and love all of that. What I will ask, though, because I do think that entitlement sometimes shows up, well, a lot of times shows up in dating, but I do think that also entitlement shows up in relationships. So to the extent that entitlement shows up in relationships, what does that look like?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Can I put a heading on that? Not y'all, but what make you think I gotta do more than you gotta do?
Yo.
Well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
No.
What do you mean more than?
His question or my question?
Which one?
Mr. Russian. What you mean?
See,
More than.
did you now? I wasn't referring. Did you hear me put the disclaimer that I wasn't referring to you guys in particular?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I mean is, like, you know, like the level of entitlement, whereas a woman doesn't feel like she has to put in the effort that may be necessary to keep that side of the rapport going in a mutual relationship. Why is it? Where's the laziness coming in? Where's the complacency starting to set in? Why are we getting atrophy in some aspects of this relationship that is supposed to be a 50-50 thing? What's up with that?
Wait. Before you say that, I ain't say that. Go ahead. No, you good. No. No, I said before she responds. I said before she responds. Let me say, I ain't say that. That's no. But go ahead. No, go ahead.
In a relationship, you should be in a relationship. I mean, the signs are there. You know what a person is able to offer to the relationship before you get there. So how y'all get into this relationship and only one person is offering anything is beyond me. But that's part of the problem. Be it moving forward with your blinders on and then complaining when you're already in it. You knew what you were getting into. You just refused to accept it. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Ask for that. You asked for that, Mike.
I know. That's my point. That's here and there. You know what I'm doing. Hey, Miss B, you know what I'm doing to her. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing.
Come on in. But I think because I'm not one of those people that feel like relationships are 50-50. Right? Like so when we talk about entitlement, right? If we're talking about like a man paying bills and being what the old people would say being the provider, I think that's totally fine if he's able to do that. I don't think that it's something that could be measured financially, right? The problem is women think that some women think that the man's responsibility is only to pay bills. And a woman's responsibility is just to sit at home and look pretty, right? Mm-hmm. So if he coming home, he ain't got no food on the stove, the house is nasty, you ain't encouraged him on his way out to work, you don't give a damn what he gonna have for lunch, and all his job is to pay the bills. Unfortunately, some men think that's great, and so they let that shit go on and they become resentful. But it's like, wait a minute, you should have checked that in the door. You should have checked that in the door. So
you married her.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and you knew what kind of person she was. You know, she had an attitude when you left your house this morning, and she got the same attitude when you get back. The house ain't been clean, the children is running around, ain't kept, and ain't no food on the stove. But you know,
I say you still hungry.
This shit is funny to the bitch. Let me also say this shit is funny as hell. This is funny.
Yo, we going for the 25,000 subscribers. Y'all better go ahead and check in. Go ahead. I knew it was happening. I knew it.
No, you spitting. So, at what point during the getting to know, and I know the answer because I don't have that problem. So, respectfully,
that's right, I'm sorry.
Respectfully, I don't have that problem.
You hear me? I owe you dinner, Miss P. I owe you dinner. No doubt.
Listen.
You and yours. I owe you dinner for sure. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is, how does one get into a relationship and has not qualified those things, right, as a baseline need or request? I know. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, that's the problem. Because let me tell you something. See, now I came on here and I said that I was going to have a comeback moment and I wasn't going to do the woman versus man conversation. But let me tell you something. As a woman I feel like I'm a good woman. Don't you think I'm a good woman? That's right. Okay.
Look, you heard it. He said absolutely.
I feel bad. 8 o'clock, I never ate no dinner. I feel bad. But let me tell you something. The problem is, and that's why I brought it up, like, how did you get into the relationship in the first place? These entitled women When I said like this it's a monster that was created, the problem is a lot of times these men are chasing the entitled woman. That's who they chasing. They're chasing the entitled woman. And I think it's like I said a lot of times, not all the times, a lot of times. And I think it's like one of those like I like the person that treats me like shit. All right, I like the thing that treats me like shit. You see this with women too. You see the good when they say the good man never wins, right? Because they are attracted to the man that's gonna drag them through the mud. And that's the same thing on the other side. Women are attracted to men that treat them like shit. Because it's the chase. Men are sometimes attracted to the women that ain't got shit to offer them, but goddamn it, her pussy good and I like her and she ain't never got time for me, so that's the one I'm chasing. So then when you get her in a relationship and it's like, man, she ain't got shit to offer, but that's the one that you were chasing.
Did you just say
that's the monster?
She's spitting.
You know, so of course it's off balance. She shouldn't even be the one that you put in a relationship. There were plenty of women that you had the option for.
All right.
He had to walk through the situation.
Dated, but why is it that you chose this one that didn't have shit to offer you, and then you complain about it? Why?
100%. Listen.
Not fair.
Now we were talking. Mike, you don't know this, but we had a conversation before the show started, me and Miss Pete, and we were talking about this concept of accountability for the decisions that you make.
Right.
You find yourself in a situation as a guy with a woman that does not necessarily meet your let's call it needs, because I don't want to expectation, like all of that's not really what it is. It really boils down to these are the things that I feel make my life better, henceforth these are my needs, right? How did you find yourself in a relationship with the woman that wasn't doing that? And as a woman, to the extent that you in a relationship with a guy who goes to work and on payday he come up missing, and he like to yell in the house when he come in, and he like to he don't want to help when it come to the kid. Hey, go, the baby did something, go check on that. You know what I'm saying? How'd you wind up in a relationship with that person? This is where it comes to personal accountability for the decisions that we make.
Okay, so what we've done is we've transcended. I'm sorry. We've transcended this dialogue into a completely different dialogue. We went.
Oh, we did. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We went from entitlement. Entitlement is turned into something else. Deal with it, you bitches. All right, let's go.
It happened. It happened. It happened, and it really isn't a significant switch in the conversation, because what we're talking about. Hold on.
Make sure that. Yeah, go ahead, Jake. My bad.
Yeah, what we're talking about is the extent to which we may have these because entitlement's about expectation, right? We may have these expectations.
Marie was actually about to say something. That's why I cut her off to put that disclaimer out there for the people. I do that so our people understand what's going on when we're talking, because a lot of times it'll go from one topic to the other topic to the other topic. I want them to understand that our topics go wherever the fuck we want them to go. Y'all listening for that, period. So, Miss J. Marie, please finish with what you were saying.
Yeah, I apologize that I just kind of like switched over, but I want to get back to the entitlement, because I just want to stress I want to stress the point that these entitlement women, these entitled women, shouldn't even be the ones that are in relationship. I have plenty of female friends, women friends, that I'm like, man, they're good women. And I got plenty of male friends that I'm like, man, you would be so great if you had a good woman by your side. But I watch you come totally over and over and over again choose these. First of all, we have to go into this understanding the male's ego. It's just natural. I'm not saying anything bad, right? It's natural. Sometimes men are chasing these needy women because they have a need to want a woman that needs them so badly, even if it means that they don't have shit to offer. So when you have that, and it's like, I just need this woman because she go to work every day and she ain't got no lunch money unless I give it to her. She even got $15. This is 45 years old and don't have $15. I love that about her because she needs me. When you have men like that and they don't understand, when you have men like that and they don't understand the dynamic, when you have men like that and you don't understand the dynamic as to why that is happening, right? You create these monsters that's like, I'm not supposed to save any money to make sure that I have lunch money for the week because he loves the fact that I get to ask him for $15, right? So you create these entitled ass women that ain't got shit to offer, but they're praised because of the man's ego sometimes, not all the time. But we have to address that. It's like you're creating this cycle, and then the good women are just over there, just going to work, coming home, minding their business.
You keep the damsel.
Yeah.
Okay, no. I'm a piggyback.
Why is that?
I'm a borrow Miss Piggy's move, and I'm a piggyback, right? In the very same way.
Mm-hmm.
In the very same way, there's a fair amount of women whose reality about what men are is negative because they don't choose well.
Mm-hmm.
You don't choose well. Like you mentioned, you have a woman in a relationship with a dude who's physically violent to her. And now all men hit women. No, they don't. Bitch, no, it's the ones you pick.
Yeah.
It's the ones you pick, and you need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Something about you actually likes, and listen. I don't want to diminish the extent to which a woman might be going through an abusive situation. So respectfully, right? I don't want to diminish that, but what I do want to say is,
Call out
because hold on. I don't want to make jokes, but I've seen multiple relationships. No, hold on. I've seen multiple relationships. The women that I see trying to stay in that relationship typically have a guy that they should not be in a relationship with. Why is that effort put on that guy? The guy that's not putting hands on you, the guy that's like, I would love to be the person that's actually taking care of you and so on and so forth. You don't spend that energy on that guy to keep him if he decides to leave.
Yeah,
or if y'all wind up falling apart.
Jay,
there's an accountability issue on both sides of my point.
Oh, 100%.
I agree. But the thing is, that's an inevitable outcome. When you listen to that, it's like, after you it's like the statement was set up to be, it's perfect, it's spot on. I have no disagreements with what you're saying. But at the end of the day, let's put it in an abnormal circumstance, because that's typically how relationships are. They're not, as they say, unisex in a sense, or uniformed even. One person is shaped this way, the other person is shaped that way, and they come in how they come in. And what the outcome is inevitably what the outcome is. But what we do with that, that's the question. What do we do with it? What do we do? Oh, go ahead.
Take responsibility for your shit. That's what it is.
Yeah, but once again,
and that's us. That's us if we're choosing bad. Right? That's us. If I find myself in a relationship with a person who is not a nurturer, whose fault is that?
It's yours.
Okay. I don't think any person on the planet Earth would be like, you know what? Maybe that happened to him. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I chose wrong.
Young in the first time.
Right. Today?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
That's apple oranges, though. You understand what I'm saying? Those are two different circumstances and two different venues. But what we're talking about, what you did was you spoke on entitlement, and you spoke on what was the last one?
Accountability.
You understand what I'm saying? So both of those can kind of intersect, because it's like, okay, hey, if you're not accountable, you understand what I'm saying? Then how can you do the other thing? I mean, inevitably, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. But we talking about go ahead, baby Shay.
And then too, on the flip side of that is, you have to be aware of the person that your mate or whoever you with turns into, because sometimes everything is not divulged up front. This person, everything was good for X amount of years or X amount of time, and then all of a sudden, a switch was flipped, or something catastrophic happened, and now this person is somebody completely different than who they were in the beginning.
Yeah, that happens.
And that happens, probably more often than not, that, everything was good. She was doing this, she was doing that. And then all of a sudden, she has gained this sense of entitlement. Now she don't feel like she have to do any of that because you're gonna do what you're gonna do anyway. You still gonna, take care of me. You still gonna do whatever I want you to do, regardless of how I act or how I behave. And it goes both ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
entitlement, and again, this is just my experience, subjectively, right? Entitlement doesn't just happen. You saw some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Even within
in the beginning, those little cues, those little insignificant cues, turn into big things.
right. But what I'm saying is, you saw some things that you ignored. So ultimately, it's still like if I can think back and be like, oh yeah, I remember this day we had this conversation, and this behavior was something that she actually kind of suggested into, and my reaction wasn't to have that conversation to really understand it. It's still on me.
Mm-hmm.
It's still on me. And so for both parties, I think there may be some opportunity around owning the decisions that we're making, so that we're not walking away with some trauma that we built in our head. That's not about the trauma that actually happened, but it's really more about the fact that I ignored something that was put in front of me that I didn't address.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying I need to address my shit. You need to address your shit, so that we don't find ourselves in a situation where we're in a relationship situation. And the reason why I'm surprised by the person you showed up as is because I didn't ask questions when I saw it the first time.
Right.
I got a question. I got one. This is what I want to know. What is with dressing as good as you can, smelling as good as you can, body looking righteous, wearing the right shit, accentuating all of the right features on the curvatures of your body, taking your ass out into the world. And then as soon as a nigga say something to your ass, you want to sit up there and get an attitude. What the fuck is that?
Because women sometimes like attention. First of all, you are dealing with people, and we're talking about that particular group of people that have a very low self-esteem. So they like the attention because they feel like that's all that they have to offer. But at the same time, how dare you look at me? But I want the attention because I need you to validify that I'm this great woman. Right? And I think that's what it is. Like, I like the attention, but then I also like to have an attitude because I'm a black woman and this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what society says I'm supposed to do. But I like the attention. Please, please, please see me and pick me.
Damn.
I think it's the self-esteem thing. Like, women like her ass fat. Women feel good about that because they feel like they some women feel good about that. Feel good about that.
I actually think. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And then too, they want the attention from certain individuals.
That's what I was gonna say.
And what happens is they get the attention of the people that they don't want, so now they're offended. You know what I'm saying? They want to attract the attention of the man with the money, the man that's popping, the man that's moving in all of these circles that they want to get into. But, they got Bruce on their ass and they don't appreciate that at all.
Hey, look, so I agree with you. I think there's two primary reasons, right? I think the first one is the one you said. There's a person that they actually want to attract, or people. There's the quality of man that they actually want to attract. And then y'all love stunting on each other.
Okay, yeah, they say women dress to be competitive.
No, come on, man. You've been in a room where you knew that you were in a room with somebody who was maybe more attractive, or you knew when you were the more attractive one. And you like, watch this shit to yourself. You may not ever say it out loud. Come on, man. Hey, listen.
You're right.
I'm just asking us to acknowledge who we are, bro. Like, y'all be a lot of times doing stuff because fuck these bitches. That's what y'all be doing. Y'all be. Sometimes y'all do. Sometimes y'all pull it off because I can, and then I'm about to get in this environment and watch this, and then
right.
Miss P, we thought we lost you, Queen. You there?
Yeah, I'm
No,
right here.
she's
Okay,
good.
good. We got you. Right on.
So
Okay,
so
cool.
I do think that the esteem thing is a thing. I think that might be at the core of it when it happens on both sides of the spectrum, but I think it is a combination of attracting. I dress for the way, or she dresses for the way, for the person that she wants to attract. And sometimes that also means attracting people that she doesn't want to attract. But then also I do think there probably a broader percentage of the population are like,
who are we going after though? I mean, like that's the who are we going after? Do you know?
They know. Look, they know.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
They know who it is. So I said they dress for the person that they want to attract. What happens is that means hold on. What happens is that also means that they're dressed attractively, so people that they don't want to notice will also notice. Right? I didn't put my shit on, but I wasn't thinking about buddy ass that's by the liquor store. when I go in the liquor store to grab a bottle, you wasn't thinking about him. You were thinking about the place where you were going.
Once again, we started this off saying that when dating is an interview and you dress for the interview for the job that you want. So you dress for the guy that you want. So if you looking a hot mess, then you're gonna end up with a YN.
Yeah. And if you looking respectable, you go pick up the man that's looking for the slut for the night.
But if you out there looking for all the bills, right? But if you looking for a husband and somebody to take care of you and somebody that a respectable man, then you're going to dress that part too.
Yeah.
And it ain't just by dressing. It's also the way we carry ourselves, the way we speak. Yeah. It's not just the way we dress, it's also the way we speak and the way we carry ourselves. We have to respect ourselves first in order to make him respect us.
Understood. And the thing that's so interesting is that the point that I was, personally trying to make is the fact that these people will literally go to the store like that. You know what I mean? Like, down here, I mean, it turns into like a damn strip club.
Buns out, boy. Don't let it get warm around this bitch.
They dress up because you got either the ones that dress up like they going to the club or the strip joint to go to the grocery store, or the ones that look like they roll up out of bed with their pajama pants, their crocs, and their hair bonnet. Oh, but the eyelashes are always going to be done right.
You breaking up on us, Miss P.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Hold on. Let me see. Just check your microphone.
Mic check.
Yeah, we got you. Yep.
Okay. I said you got the ones that is going to dress up like they going to the strip club or wherever they going to the club to go to the grocery store. And then you got the ones that look like they roll out of bed with their pajamas, they crocs and their hair bonnet on. Not realizing a man either see your stink ass either way. Either you're a stink ass because you're a stink ass, or you ain't watching your ass. I'm just saying.
They do be sliding through the store in them shorts, and it just looks like it smells weird. I just,
And
I really hate to hear a bitch drag her feet and they just be sliding around. You can hear the bitch coming down the aisle.
When they lift up their feet and they flip flops, you can see their
pretty dirty. Slides on.
Feet be dirty.
Okay.
They go just before they.
One at a time, ladies and gentlemen. One at a time. So who's on first? Because baby, you going crazy. What was you saying, Miss P?
That's all I was saying.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we got you clearly because you were going in and out for a second. Your audio was going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I think we can hear you good. Baby Shay, you sideways, and it looked like you frozen.
Huh?
You wasn't frozen. You was just smiling. That's all right. That's how you get down.
Yeah, and you are sideways. You are sideways.
She's sideways, but when you see them in the store like that, that's how you do.
Down because I'm charging my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, it can't be sideways unless you want to just look weird. Okay. And we got Miss J.
You remember old school Batman movies? Like, I'm old enough to remember that, but like you go into the villain's hideout, you went slid into the.
This dude act like he like 100. Like, get your ass out of here, bro.
That happened. That happened, bro. You remember Batman, bro. You remember Batman in the villain hideout. Come on, man.
Of course I do. I do. Well, I will say this. This has been a hell of an episode, to say the least.
Doesn't matter. I like both.
And I appreciate you queens coming on the show and chopping it up with us. And it has been a blast. I want everybody to give them something in your closing, please and thank you. So let's start we're going to start with Baby Shay. Go ahead, Baby Shay.
Just take care of yourselves. Handle your business. Don't be out here being a sucker be sucker free. Just be out here handling your business, taking care of your children, your responsibilities, and stay in the house sometimes. Learn how to stay in the house sometimes. Learn how not to have to be in the road all the time. Outside costs $75 a day. We can't afford that. So just, be cool. Pour you a drink, light the spliff, anything. Just be cool.
I know that's right. Miss J. Marie, what you got for her, baby?
Well. I just think I think it's very important for women to work on themselves as individuals so that they can show up in relationships, good quality, have something to offer. And so the narrative won't be entitlement because you already invested in yourself to have something to offer, but you can have standards. You can't have standards if you ain't got shit to offer. And so take the time, invest in yourself, become a great individual, become a person that is worthy of having things done for you, whether it's financially or anything else. And then that way the narrative or the reality of you feeling entitled to feel like somebody just got to give you shit isn't really true because you have something to offer in exchange. Spend your time doing that and showing up in the correct way, making sure that you have something to offer that person. And then when they're offering you something, it's not the entitlement. It's just because you're that fucking dope that you deserve it.
Absolutely.
Go crazy. Okay. We should have left her for the second to last. No.
You should have left her last. I'm following behind that.
I fuck with it.
That's my closing right there.
That's the whiskey.
What she
said
said.
everything. What she said.
I know that's right. Brother Jay, what you got for her, baby?
Let's go, Baby Shave. Oh wait, no, she went. I'm tripping. So listen. I said I'm tripping. I said it. All right, cool. So listen. So, in the same way that our sisters, our queens need to be more mindful of how they show up, right? Prioritize making yourself better so you're worth something to select, right? In the same way, we should be both selectable, as in invest time, effort, so on and so forth, in being somebody worth choosing, right? But on the flip side of that, let's choose better. Because I think all of us, I think the universe is probably guilty of availing too much or putting too much emphasis on what we see in social media. I'll be the first to say, I've not once personally seen the version of women that I've seen on social media. I haven't, right? I'm also a 48-year-old man, and that would not pique my attention. So that's probably why, right? But that said, we have control over some components. Let's control the things that we have control over, right? As a guy, to the extent that I'm interested in having an interaction with a woman that is worth something, let me select based on looking for someone that is worth something. That's all. then that way, to the extent that we find out that we don't necessarily align, it'll be for things not associated with being that she's a quality woman, because she'll be that, right? But that's something that I have control over.
Church. That's what you got?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. Well, y'all ready for me?
Oh boy.
Oh,
Hey, look, here we go.
Do that when I do it. Why does everybody do that to me? I mean,
This has always happened to me. This has always happened to me.
Because it's written on your face. We know you about to come with it.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say it. Okay, so I asked last episode, so I'm gonna ask again. Are you a Are you a I just want to know. I really want to know, because at the end of the day, that's going to explain a lot about what's going on out here. Okay. Entitlement. Let me say this, sweetie, I'm prettier than you are.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You know, that's how the light skins get down.
So please, what I need you to do is
it's the beard.
And I mean, I need you to. Yeah, the beard is yes. It's the beard. It's yes. And if you could smell me, baby, if you could smell me, please understand.
Tell me, darling.
Like, humble yourself, queen. Just humble yourself, because see, when a real man step to you, he gonna step to you, and he gonna really want to know what you about. And if you ain't about shit, you gonna miss that opportunity. Same thing with these women. You know what I'm saying? We gotta know when we got quality in front of us. See, we mistaking the price of gold and silver out here. You understand what I'm saying? And we need to reevaluate the price of these minerals, because they're genuine and they're substantial, and they ain't never ever gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Because what is done now has been done before. So let's learn how to appreciate each other more, because it's a lot of gems out here. It's a lot of valuable, precious stones out here. Me personally, I'm a diamond man myself. You understand? That's my birthstone. I just wanted to say that. And my birthday coming up. You dig? But that being said, at the end of the day, let's learn how to evaluate, measure, process, and cherish these precious stones. Okay? That's what I want to say. We'll see y'all next time.
Don't blame me, you bitch.